All right. Welcome to class. Wednesday, September 1st. I see students from Lorenzo. Everybody from Lorenzo, wave hello. My understanding is I'm supposed to have Crosbyton connected. Crosbyton, can you hear me? Is there anybody there from Crosbyton? Are there any students in Crosbyton? Number one, I can't see anybody because the camera is not pointing towards any students. Well, I'm not hearing from them. I don't know if I was supposed to have anybody from Crosbyton, but anyways. Alright, so what is today going to consist of? So today will be kind of getting into the swing of how our classes are going to run. My goal today is to address any questions that you have over assignment 1. You should have, at this point, already watched lecture videos for assignment 1, have started the homework, and if there are any lingering questions, whether they be questions about a particular problem from the homework or a general question about, we had consistent, inconsistent, and types of equations. If you want more explanation about those, I'll be happy to do this. But basically, for the better part of the class, the floor is yours. Before we close out class today, I do want to show you, or at least start walking you through the process of how do you submit your work to me through Blackboard. So we will look at least how to get started doing that, and you can start playing around with that within Blackboard. But we'll do that towards the end of the class. So right now, I just want to open the floor for any questions. Does anybody have any questions that they want to address over assignment 1? I see a hand up, but you got to use the microphone to let me know.
Oh, sorry. Can we go over number 9?
Number 5. Sure, love
No,
to.
no, number 9.
Number 9.
Yes.
Okay. Assignment 1, number 9. So let me get this written down correctly. We have 25 minus, open bracket, 2 plus 5y minus 3, open parentheses, y plus 2, close parentheses, close bracket, equals negative 3, open parentheses, 2y minus 5, close parentheses, minus 5, open bracket, that's not correct, minus open bracket 5, open parentheses, y minus 1, close parentheses, minus 3y plus 3. Okay, Um, do you mean to just go over this, or do you have a particular question somewhere around the line? That way, just want me to go over it? Is that it?
It's just that the brackets confuse me on the most part.
Okay, so um, brackets are just another type of parentheses. So when we talk about parentheses, what we can really, I mean, we have parentheses, but you also have brackets. You also have braces. In fact, absolute value bars are another form of parentheses. They're kind of like these are the kind of things that say evaluate me first. So whenever you have parentheses or brackets or braces or absolute value bars, we always want to go through and evaluate those first. Now, whenever you have nested parentheses or nested group, another way to call this is nested groups, you work from the inside out. So you'll notice that we have not just parentheses, but we also have brackets. We have brackets here and here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look inside the brackets, and we're going to start asking ourselves, well, what can I do inside the brackets? Well, I can't do anything with this 2 and 5y because they're not like terms, but I can get rid of these parentheses, and the way that I'm going to get rid of those parentheses is by distributing this -3. So just looking at the left-hand side, all we can do on the left-hand side is distribute that -3, so now you got a -3y minus 6, close bracket. So we've gotten rid of the parentheses inside the bracket on the left-hand side of the equation. Now, on the right-hand side, you can kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. Yes, I have these brackets over here where, yes, I want to concentrate my work on simplifying the inside of the brackets, but I also have this other term over here with parentheses, and there's nothing that says that I can't go ahead and take care of this right here by distributing that -3. So that becomes -3 times 2y is a -6y, -3 times a -5 is +5. Alright, now, here's that subtraction sign. We're going to open up the brackets. 15.
-3 times negative, yeah, okay.
I forgot the 1, thank you. Let's just make that clear. I think I said 15, but I just didn't write it all the way down. Now, in my bracket over here, I can't combine the -3y and the 3 together, but what I can do is I can take that 5 and distribute it into my parentheses. So that's going to become a 5y minus 5 minus 3y plus 3. Now, I still have the brackets, but I don't have any parentheses. I've gotten rid of all my parentheses, but what we want to do now is we want to start looking inside the brackets, and we want to start asking ourselves, well, what can I do inside my brackets? Well, inside this first bracket, I can combine these two terms together, and I can combine these two terms together. So I use shapes sometimes to illustrate what can be combined together. The things that I circled are like terms, and the things that I put in squares are also like terms. So we're just combining those together. I'm not getting rid of my brackets just yet. I can do 5y minus 3y, that's going to be 2y. Then a 2 minus 6 is going to be a -4. Again, I haven't gotten rid of the brackets yet. All I've done is I've just simplified the inside of the brackets. Equals a negative 6y plus 15 minus, open bracket, what can I combine over here? The 5y and the negative 3y, and then my negative 5 and my positive 3. Those can be combined together. 5y minus 3y is going to be 2y, and then negative 5 plus 3 is going to be a negative 2, close my brackets. Alright, are you with me so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes.
So at this point, the brackets are just acting just like you would regular parentheses. To get rid of brackets, we're going to distribute. Here, I distribute that minus sign. Over here, I'm going to distribute my minus sign. So we have 25 minus 2y plus 4 is equal to negative 6y plus 15 minus 2y plus 4. Before I start moving things across the equal sign, I like to combine like terms. So I got that 25 and that positive 4. So we got minus 2y plus 29 is equal to negative 6y and a negative 2y. That makes a negative 8y. And then that 15 and 4 makes a 19. Alright, let's keep going. What do we want to do next? We want to move all of our terms to, we want to combine our like terms together. So I'll go ahead and just add 8y to both sides. That will get rid of that 8y, and I will subtract 29 on both sides. That will get rid of that 29. So that's going to give me something I have a sneaky suspicion is incorrect here. Yeah, something's wrong. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong?
When you distributed the negative sign on the right side, you put a positive 4 instead of a positive 2.
Say that one more time.
When you distributed the negative sign on the right side of the equation, you put a positive 4 instead of a positive 2.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, that's it.
Well, you're welcome.
So that's a 2, which then makes that a 17, which then makes that a negative 12, and there it is. Divide by negative 6 on both sides, and that leads us to the conclusion that y is equal to a positive 2. Nope, should be negative 2. What am I? Let's pay attention to ourselves. I have negative 2 in the enter key. Oh, 2y plus 8y is a positive 6. Gotta keep those signs straight, so y is equal to a negative 2. There we go. Alright, so to the young lady that asked about this question, you said the brackets always confuse you. Did going through this problem, you feel like it started to alleviate some of the issues that you've had with brackets?
Yes.
Cool. What else can we do? Any other questions? Have y'all finished the homework, or are y'all still working on the homework? What's your situation?
We're still working on it, but about to finish.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. During your time in class on Tuesday, what were y'all working on yesterday? Were y'all watching lecture videos yesterday?
Yes, we had a government class, and then after that, we started taking notes.
So, do y'all not have the 10 to 10:50 scheduled time on Tuesday and Thursdays to just work on college algebra?
We go to actual, like, after this, we actually go to our periods during school. Like, so we have different classes. So we don't have like a homework period.
So is y'all schedule different on Monday and Tuesday? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, some of the schools, the way they're the high schools that I have, it's kind of like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, I'm here during this class time, but on Tuesday, Thursday, they still have that same class time from 10 to 10:50, and they're in their same classroom, and basically they're just working on this class. It's not like they have a different schedule on a Tuesday and Thursday, but it sounds like y'all have just a different schedule. So if y'all are spending this time working on homework, that's not an issue with me. I don't have a problem at all. I would just try to make sure that you have started working on it before class. That way, if you have any questions on things that you're not sure of, then we can spend the class time answering it. But I'm fine with just working on the homework during class. I just want to make sure that we get the most out of our time. I hope that makes sense. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
on number 9, the problem that we just did, can you check it for us, please?
Can I check it for you? So do you want?
Like, go through the steps for checking.
Sure. So, so our answer is 2. That's what we got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and start rewriting that equation, but I'm going to start replacing all the y's with the -2. So we have 25 minus, open bracket, 2 plus 5y, so that's going to be 5 times the -2, minus 3, open parentheses, -2 plus 2, close parentheses, close brackets.
Sir, can you put your screen on our screen?
Yeah, you're going to have to remind me about that. Sometimes I forget. Sorry about that. So that's the left-hand side, all the y's replaced with that -2. Then on the right-hand side, we have a minus 3, open parentheses, 2 times a -2, minus 5, close parentheses, minus, open bracket, 5, open parentheses, -2 minus 1, close parentheses, and then I'm just going to continue it down here, minus 3 times a -2, plus 3, close bracket. So everywhere there was a y, I've replaced it with a -2. And we're just going to follow the order of operations. So as much as I can, I'm going to try to kill multiple birds with one stone, try to do multiple operations at once. What I can do on the left is I can take care of this multiplication and I can simplify the inside of those parentheses. That's going to be 25 minus, open bracket, 2, 5 times the -2 is a -10, so it's just going to be minus 10, minus 3, open parentheses, -2 plus 2 is 0. Equals. Alright, on the right, what can I do? I can multiply here. We can evaluate the inside of this, and I can multiply here. So we have minus 3, open parentheses, 2 times the -2 is a -4, minus 5, close parentheses, minus 5, minus brackets. Then we have 5, open parentheses, -2 combined with a -1 is a -3, close parentheses. Now -3 times a -2 is going to be a positive 6 plus 3, close bracket. Alright, with me so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down, with me so far? Alright, what can we do next? So when I look at the inside of this bracket, the nice thing is 3 times 0 is 0. I like that. So honestly, you might even say, well, I'm just going to ignore this right here because that's just 0. So that just leaves me with a 2 minus 10, that's going to be a -8, equals a -3 times -4 combined with a -5 is a -9, minus, open bracket. So we can do a couple of things here. We can go ahead and evaluate this, and because addition, subtraction is commutative, it doesn't matter what order we add things in, as long as we just make sure we don't change our signs, I can go ahead and take care of the 6 plus 3. So we have minus 5 times negative 3 is a negative 15, plus 9, close bracket. Alright, so what's going to happen on the left? Well, we have the opposite of a negative 8. Or you could say 2 negatives become a positive. I mean, that idea works here, but I say what's the opposite of negative 8? Well, the opposite of negative 8 is a positive 8. Negative 3 times a negative 9 is going to be a positive 27. Minus, I'm just going to go ahead and open my bracket, negative 15 plus 9 is going to be a negative 6. Alright, so I'm just going to move over here because I'm kind of running out of room down below. Let's see, 25 plus 8, say 33. And then again, what we have here is we have the opposite of a negative. So that becomes 27 plus 6. And 27 plus 6 is 33. Check. Make sense? Cool. Now, I didn't make a big deal out of this because I was hoping that you would discover it for yourself. But so here I am in Blackboard. I've logged into our course page. If you move on over to the course content, week 1, let's look at our assignment folder. So you got the homework, you got the notes. How many of y'all saw this at the bottom of the page? That right there. Alright, so you know what that is. It's the assignment key. Here's why I provide you with the key to the assignment. 1, I don't grade homework. When you submit to me your homework, the only reason that you're submitting to me your homework is to show me that you have worked on this assignment. That's a participation credit. Show me that you've worked on the assignment, that you've worked on the notes, and another reason that I provide you with the key is I want you to feel successful while you're going through the homework. So as you're working out these problems, you get to something, look at the answer key and compare your answer to the answer key. If you got it right, hopefully that should feel like a boost of confidence to say, okay, I got it right, awesome, let's keep going. If you got it incorrect, maybe that's going to be a point to say either 1, I'm going to go back and rework this, see if I can't get the right answer, or 2, I'm just going to reserve this question to ask Mr. Clopton. I can't figure out why I'm getting it wrong, so I'm just going to ask it during class. That's why I provide the answer key. Okay. Again, the floor is yours. If you have any questions you want to go over, now is the time to ask.
Sir? On number 12, how that would be using the LCD, right?
Say that question again.
On number 12 on the homework, it's the fraction one. I would use the LCD to try to get rid of the fractions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what is the LCD on number 12?
It's 15.
Yes. 15 is the least common multiple of 3 and 5. So just take the whole entire equation and multiply it through by 15. Do you need to see that worked out?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. Um, just a little side note. To prevent the feedback issue, if you're not actively speaking, release your finger off the microphone, because I may be speaking and we don't want to have that feedback problem. Just a little side note. So, problem number 12. We have 3x over 5 is equal to 2x over 3 plus 1. So again, the goal is to make those fractions go away. And the way that you do it is you take the entire equation and you multiply it through by the LCD of 5 and 3, which is going to be 15. Now, treat this step just like you would if you're distributing inside parentheses, or distributing into parentheses. That 15 is going to go to every single term, even this 1. It doesn't look like a fraction, but it has to distribute to every single term because we have to maintain balance. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. What we do to one term, we have to do all terms. Now, for this process, I like to use my different colors to my advantage. So I'm just going to rewrite this, and I'm going to put that 15 over 1 in purple so that we can see there's that 15 that we're multiplying through by. Now, because 15 is just 15, 15 over 1 is just 15. I just wrote it as a fraction so that you see that we're multiplying fractions. I'm just going to put 15 not over 1 times 1. So you see how every single term is getting multiplied by 15? Yes? So here's the cool part. Because when you're dealing with fractions, you can either multiply across the top or you can start dividing, either dividing here or even across. We can do the operation of 15 divided by 5 rather than doing 15 times 3x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. The 5 cancels out, that 15 becomes a 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. The 3 cancels out, the 15 turns into a 5. So what I've just done is I've just gotten rid of my fractions, because you can say to yourself, the other way to think about this, if I took 15 and 5 and divided them both by 5, well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Whatever you have on top divided by 1 is always itself. So what you end up with is this statement that says the following. You have 3 times 3x is equal to 5 times 2x plus 15 times 1 is 15. This equation down here is equivalent to this equation up here. All I've done is I've just manipulated it so I don't have to look at it in terms of fractions. And then you're back to doing things that you've already done before. 9x is equal to 10x plus 15. We'll subtract 10x on both sides. And that gives me negative 1x is equal to 15, which then implies that x is equal to negative 15. So multiplying through by this LCD of 15, essentially, I mean, the easiest way to think about this is this 15 is getting divided by the 5 here and the 3 there. It's being simplified, and since these denominators become 1, we don't really care about dividing by 1. We just rewrite it now without any division bars or seeing any fractions in it. Does that make sense? Do we need to look at another one? Maybe one of the problems from... Go ahead. You're trying to say something, but microphone's not working. Try again.
Yeah, can we go over 14?
Sure. 14. So you have an x plus 3 over 6 is equal to 3 over 8 plus a x minus 5 over 4. So we want to make the fractions go away. So what we need to do is we need to decide what is our LCD. When we look at the denominators of 6, 8, and 4, what's the least common denominator? The least common multiple of 6, 8, and 4. You tell me.
Would it be 2?
So when I say least common denominator, the other way to think about this is the least common multiple. So you're thinking about what's the smallest number that divides into 6, 8, and 4. I want to know what's the smallest multiple of 6, 8, and 4. So when I say multiple, think about how with 6, 8, and 4, we'll start with 4. You can count by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, blah, 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 blah. You can count by 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, blah, 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 blah. You can count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, blah, 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 blah. What I want to know is which of these multiples of 6, 8, and 4 do they all have in common?
24?
Yes. 16, 20, 24. So 24 is your LCD. That's called a least... Another way, I like to think of the LCD as your least common multiple. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole entire equation and multiply it through by 24. Now, for time's sake, because I want to cover something else before we run out of time, I'm going to show you what I'll sometimes do as a shortcut here. So, I'm taking 24 and I'm multiplying it by this term over here. The 24 is going to get divided by 6. What is 24 divided by 6?
4.
Now, this 4 is going to multiply all of x plus 3. Think of this as a whole entire term. So the 24 is getting divided by 6. That's 4. But then you have to take that 4 and multiply it by the entire numerator. That's why I put the numerator in parentheses. So what's 24 divided by 8?
3.
So that's going to equal 3 times 3. So we have the 24 divided by 8, that's this 3. And then you have the 3 that's still up there in the numerator. Plus 24 divided by 4 is what?
6.
Times the x minus 5. Now, do you think that you could go forth and solve from here?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I'll let you tackle that solving from their part. What I want to do next is I want to briefly talk about what you're going to encounter on Friday. So on Friday, we're going to come in. We're going to begin class by answering questions over assignment 2, solving rational equations. For about the last 30 minutes of class, you're going to be taking a quiz. That quiz is going to be administered to you by your facilitator. Facilitator, if you're listening, I'm going to be sending out an email, probably not today, but tomorrow morning, with information regarding this quiz. So you're going to get a sheet of paper, just like you would in a class. Teacher hands out a quiz. Here's your quiz. You're going to work on the quiz during class. And during class, you're also going to submit to me the quiz in a PDF format, and you're going to do it through Blackboard. So, do y'all have a question? Do y'all have school computers? Y'all do? Like your own personal, like did the school give y'all laptops or stuff like that? Make sure you bring those to class. It'll be helpful. Download on your phone tonight. Watch that third video that's on the Start Here page about CamScanner. Download CamScanner tonight and start playing around with it, because what you're going to do in class is you're going to use CamScanner or any other app, just as long as it converts physical paper files into a electronic format, portable document format, what PDF stands for, and then you're going to submit it to me in Blackboard. So here's how you go through and do that. In Blackboard, here I am. I'm going to go back to course content. We're going to go to week 1. Now tomorrow, there's going to be a new, I call these drop boxes. Where it has this little green, this says Gradescope. That's just a external web service that I'm using to grade your work in, but I just call these drop boxes. You're going to, there's going to be a quiz 1 drop box, but we're going to use the week 1 assignment drop box and see how this works. You're going to click this link. It's going to open up an external site called Gradescope. And right now, all you see is week 1 notes and homework, but tomorrow, during class, you're going to see a week 1 quiz right here. And all you've got to do is you're just going to click this, and it's going to open up this little field where it says to submit images, submit PDF. You're going to click the Submit PDF function. You're going to then click the Select PDF file. That's going to be stored on your computer. For me here, I'm on my iPad, so maybe I'm looking either my photo library or my files, where I can go through and I can browse across my, my iPad and I can find, the file that I've saved. You know, alright, so now
Your conference
have
is scheduled to end in 2 minutes.
I have the file that I want. I'm going to click the upload PDF button, and that's how you're going to submit your quiz through Blackboard. Okay, so again, you have a physical sheet of paper. You're going to use your phone to capture that image, convert it to a PDF file. Yes, Batman is my background. Why don't I have my kids on there? I don't know. I love my kids, but I still have